Hello everyone, my name is Alexander Gonzalez Evans and I'm thrilled to welcome you here virtually to the first Market Data in the Cloud Campfire session following our in-person MDC event in October this year. We've seen great excitement around the subject and we think that more than ever the time is right for Market Data in the Cloud. Now this is the first in a series of videos that we'll be releasing covering topics such as latency, reliability, failover and security pertinent to any critical workload. While we focus on the cloud, we'll not always be talking about market data. In fact, what's more important is that we want to listen to your voice as a community. What do you want to hear about? Do you think you might want to contribute as an expert? In the preparation phase of each video, we'll be reaching out to the market data in the cloud community to get a sense of what is most interesting and informative to you. Now, with that being said, we want to start our journey today by talking to Bill Bierds from BCC Group. Welcome, Bill.
Thank you, Alex, for allowing me to join you and for allowing me to address the community.
Thanks for being with us. Now, to start off, why is the market data in the cloud community so important?
How we access market data has basically not changed in some time. Sure, processing power and networking has allowed us to get data faster, but at the core it is still the same players delivering the same kind of data to an expanding list of customers. When you're changing an industry as established as market data, the comfort zone is entrenched and the willingness to change is very low. It is the old adage, if it ain't broke, why touch it? While I will not say that market data delivery is broken, I will say it is long overdue for some innovation. To accomplish this, it is important to have a community of people asking the difficult questions and ensuring that each step taken has been considered with great care. This market data in the cloud community is an ever-growing list of the smartest people, young and experienced in this space.
Bill, you are relatively new to the market data space. Has this helped you understand the situation more clearly, or did it rather confuse you?
Thank you, Alex. It was indeed a luxury to approach a subject from the outside looking in. While I have many years of experience in financial services, and several of those years were spent working on the trading floor at Citi, I was certainly not prepared for all the idiosyncrasies market data developed over the decades. What I found was that a market data expert could size me up in a matter of seconds by throwing a few acronyms at me. It was clear early on I was out of my league. But that changed in the past few years. We began to see what others have still not fully discovered, that market data and financial data delivery is being truly re-engineered by the introduction of cloud.
So it seems like the audience for this topic could be pretty broad, from technical level to business level, it sounds like.
Alex, the cloud is the future, and there is no question of that. Every single workload in financial services will be in the cloud over the next 5 to 7 years. This includes market data. In this series, we will talk about success stories for sure, but we will also prioritize those tough conversations around cloud. Topics like cost, latency, reliability, failover, resilience, and security. Not to mention the complexity of permissioning, entitlements, and compliance around market data. We will each month, or more frequently, invite customers and vendors and experts to share their challenges and their victories. So yes, business leaders and technical experts alike will find value from these sessions.
For a subject this prevalent at financial service firms all over the world, I imagine the expectations must be pretty high.
Alex, it's important that the discussions that we have be of interest to the community members. They need to drive this. We will be selecting topics based on our experience, but we will also ask for assistance from our community to guide us. If there are topics you want to hear about or speak about, please send us a note. We are also exploring tools we can leverage to create real-time ongoing interactions, something like a forum. Lastly, complementing these campfire sessions will be our Market Data in the Cloud events occurring in a city near you. Alex, I attended an event in London last month. Perhaps you could share some highlights and what the community has planned for the next year.
Yeah, sure. I think we had a really good time, to put this first, and it was actually the first opportunity to get back together as the Market Data in the Cloud community after the initial event that we had in London in 2019. We had a very nice mix of people here this year that shared all sorts of experiences on stage and off stage, We had people there from Google, Hexaware, Bloomberg, Solace, Commerzbank, Goldman Sachs, CJC, RBC. So I think it's fair to say it was a good success, yes. And in terms of upcoming events, we have 2 events scheduled for 2022. The first one is Frankfurt in March, and the second one is New York City in April. Is there anything we can do today to assess our readiness?
Yes, for sure. I would first examine the skills of your cloud and cloud orchestration teams. In our experience, it is not the market data that trips teams up. It's the discomfort and inexperience with the cloud that causes the biggest challenges.
Thank you for that. The second question we've gotten is, I have a platform today that is working fine. Why would I change it? That's an interesting one.
Well, we will get into this over the next couple of months. But to be brief, you are paying for far too much for facilities, hardware, software, networking, and data, just to name a few. I've been accused of overusing the phrase market data reimagined in the cloud, but in this case, we will say it again. We will need to think differently. Fluidity and flexibility should be the norm. Like every other industry, such as media and entertainment, the community can help accomplish these goals.
So Bill, lastly, is there any final thoughts from your side before we close this session?
Yes, actually I do, Alex. You have probably read the book and seen the book Crossing the Chasm by Jeffrey Moore. A good friend steered me towards this book a few years ago when I felt like giving up on this mission. If you're part of this community, you are what Mr. Moore calls an early adopter or visionary. Some of you may not be comfortable with this title, and that is fine. Regardless, we want to hear from all of you. Only the first few steps of this journey have been taken. Oh, and one last thought. COVID has had an impact on the business in ways we have not yet discovered. Market data in the cloud requires face-to-face sessions on a regular basis to make this successful. Everyone needs to get comfortable, and being together helps build trust and confidence.
Bill, thanks a lot for being with us here today. It was a pleasure. With that being said, we would like to wish you a very happy and extra healthy holiday season. In case you do not want to miss any of the future Market Data in the Cloud Campfire sessions, just feel free to visit our LinkedIn page or subscribe to this YouTube channel in case you have a YouTube account. Thanks for watching and welcome to the community.